Good morning, my dear students. Today we will start another session, online session. Actually, it will be revision for an important topic, which is homophones, from your book, page 131. It will be for Tuesday, 17th of March 2020, week 27. In this lesson, we will, or the main objective is to review or revise homophones. So we will review some common homophones, and I provide you with many videos and links that will help you to get a better idea and understanding for this lesson. Let's go to the lesson and from the title. As you see, sound the same but different spelling. This is again the definition of homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same but are usually spelled differently and have different meanings, of course. They are commonly or common cause some spelling mistakes. Even if you want to say the word homophones, homophone is divided into two parts, homo and phones. Homo always means the same, so wherever you see the word, the prefix homo, that means they are the same. Let's go to phones. Phones always related to the idea of sounds, so we have the same sound, but of course, yes, the same sound, but different spelling and for sure different meaning. And of course, they cause many spelling mistakes when you use these words. So we have to again to understand most importantly the meaning of each sentence so that we can use the correct word or what we can use or say as context clues. So again, what other words sound the same but meaning something completely different? How about homophones? Right and right, for example, they have two different meanings, of course. One is the verb, meaning is to compose something. The other is a direction, the opposite of left. Let's see this example. But again, very important, the meaning uh, will decide. The meaning will be the important part of in writing now. The student, the students write amazing poems. Now, since this sentence is written, we know that we are talking about the verb right because it's already written, so you can read it and no problem with that. But the problem comes when it's or when the sentence is spoken or when anything that uh, in the spoken language. We need, in this case, to use context clues. From the meaning of the sentence, we can say whether it means right, the opposite of left, or it means to compose. When you read the context clues, you look at the word around the word you are uncertain of to find out what makes sense. Now, since the students are doing something with a poem, that means it makes sense that the homophone right is being used here, not the directional word that means the opposite of the direction left, and the rest will be the same. And any sentence you have to go over the context clues to help you understand the meaning of or the spelling, of course, because when you talk about reading it, it's okay. Then you have to decide which spelling and, of course, the meaning as well. Now I provide you with with a short or an activity. Again, choose the correct homophone to complete each sentence. Lamar caught the sound of the ocean when he held the seashell to his ear. Now we have here and here. If you are listening, you both of them have the same sound. But of course, you have again to go back to the context clues. You have the idea of sound. Sound in this case, you will choose the word this one again as an answer because in this case it does not mean here the place. It talks about sound and the idea of listening, so you'll use it here as this. Of course, here both of them have the same sound, but when you come to spelling, it has to be spelled this way. Number two, we went to there, of course, there, as you have in your book 3, there, house for lunch yesterday. Now, in this case, do we use there, or this one or this one? Now again, in this case it's a little bit grammatical, so we have to we talk about house. Can we say they are house? This is sure not. Their house, of course we don't say, because usually there it has a special grammar. In this case we're talking about position and belonging, so the answer will should be number 1. We went to their house for lunch yesterday. Number 3, Brandon wasn't to eat this dessert until he had finished his dinner. Now, allowed and allowed, both of them again have the same, but we are talking about not the sound, so that we are talking about a loud sound, but we are about the idea of giving or making giving someone the chance, or letting someone do something. So this will be the answer. 3 or 4, sorry. Carrie checked the before getting dressed. Now, whether this is about the climate and whether it's hot or cold, weather, which means if. So in this case, we're talking about dress and getting dressed and checking something. So we are talking about whether, this one. Mary spotted a deer in the wood. Now, do you both of them again deer? They had the same sound, but are you looking about because you are talking about in the wood, so you can talk about deer, which means lovely or friendly or something like that. But you are talking about an animal. So all in all, in order to find out the meaning of any homophone, or to choose the correct spelling for the homophones, you have again to go back to the context clues that you have in the sentence in order to find out the correct spelling, and of course the correct answer. Again, all in all, in reading and sorry, when it's written, it's normal in reading and writing, but when it comes to speaking and listening, you have to know the correct spelling and to know the correct meaning. The correct meaning, of course, will be set out from the context clues and from the sentence itself. So if we have a different sentence, that means we have a different spelling, because we have a different meaning. Maybe of course we have the same, but if it depends again on the new sentence and what does the meaning of this new sentence. Again, this is the most important thing, context clues, which is the most important part in our lesson. And again, homophones means the idea of homophones means that uh, two words or more, maybe they have the same sound but different spelling, and of course different meaning. And our main important thing that we must depend on is the sentence itself and the context clues that we have. See again these links that will help you, and I'll provide you with the mail link on this place, so that you will refer to this to see my explanation. Thank you, and see you next session.